My name is Olivia. My father passed away at 62, leaving behind memories, lessons, and a dream I thought was mine, a $4.8 million beach house. He had told me, 3 months before his death, that it would be mine. I believed him. I trusted him. But then Victoria, my stepmother, decided she wanted it too. A few weeks after my father's funeral, her lawyer called me. The words hit like a knife. There's an amendment. Dated 6 months ago. The house now goes to Victoria. My stomach sank. I remembered my father's words. There was no way he would change his mind. Something didn't add up. I refused to panic. Instead, I hired a forensic document examiner, Dr. Helen Reese, to investigate. For 2 weeks, she examined every inch of that amendment, from the signature to the paper. Every detail she found screamed forgery. The signature was traced. The notary had retired 4 years ago. The paper was manufactured 8 months ago, yet the amendment claimed to be 6 months old. I felt a mix of anger and relief. Anger at Victoria's audacity. Relief that I had evidence. The court couldn't ignore this. And it didn't. After a tense trial, the ruling was clear. The beach house was mine, exactly as my father intended. I should have felt closure then. But while going through my father's files, looking for letters and memories, I found something that made my blood run cold: his bank statements. Over 3 years, $1,842,000 had been transferred from his accounts to Victoria's. Quietly, systematically. Embezzlement. I opened his emails next. There were exchanges between him and his financial advisor, questioning the transfers 2 years ago. He had started an investigation, then stopped.
Why?
And then I found the medical records. Early-stage dementia diagnosed 18 months ago. Victoria had known. She had known and kept stealing. The feeling of betrayal was suffocating. It wasn't just money. It was my father's life, his dignity. And I had proof. I assembled everything. Bank statements, emails, medical records. Every piece fit like puzzle pieces, exposing Victoria for the fraud she was. The next step was the court. This time, it wasn't just about the house, it was about justice. Victoria sat there, smug and confident. I watched her, and I felt a strange calm. I didn't yell. I didn't show my anger. I let the evidence do the talking. Days passed, hearings took place, and finally, the verdict came.
Guilty.
Victoria was ordered to repay $1.84 million plus penalties. I felt a strange mix of relief and satisfaction. But it wasn't over. The story didn't end in the courtroom. I went public. I contacted the press, shared the documents, and told my story. The headline hit front pages. Local widow convicted of embezzling $1.8 million from deceased husband. Victoria's reputation was destroyed. Friends who had supported her quietly vanished. Social media turned against her. And the world finally knew what I already felt in my heart. Justice had been served. The beach house is mine. Walking through the rooms, feeling the ocean breeze, I can almost hear my father smiling. This wasn't about revenge anymore. It was about honoring him. About proving that integrity, patience, and courage matter. I thought about those 3 years, the quiet thefts, the lies, the manipulation. Victoria thought she could get away with it because she underestimated me. She underestimated the love my father had for me. She underestimated my determination. And she paid the price. I remember the day I signed the papers, officially reclaiming the house. Whiskers, my small tabby cat, curled around my feet, purring. I laughed softly. Even in the midst of this chaos, I realized life had given me strength I didn't know I possessed. The truth is, revenge isn't about hurting someone. It's about reclaiming your life, standing for what's right, and making sure no one can take what belongs to you. Victoria thought she had control, but in the end, control was never hers. Every corner of that beach house reminded me of my father. Photos of us laughing, letters he had written, notes about life lessons. I cried, but these were tears of closure, of healing. I had won, not through anger, but through patience, observation, and unwavering belief in the truth. I also learned something important about people: how greed can blind them, how they manipulate when they sense weakness. But I also learned that courage, preparation, and determination can outmatch deceit. I had become stronger than I ever imagined. Victoria's friends whispered behind closed doors. Some tried to justify her actions, others silently condemned her. I didn't care. I wasn't seeking public validation. I was seeking peace, and that peace finally arrived as I walked along the shoreline of my beach house, feeling the waves crash and the wind on my face. I shared the full story online, not to shame, but to warn, to show others that silence allows injustice to grow, but courage and action restore balance. I received messages from people who had faced similar betrayals, thanking me for sharing. That, more than money or the house, was the reward I never expected. I realized the true meaning of revenge. It isn't destruction, it's restoration. Restoring what was taken, restoring dignity, restoring life. Victoria's misdeeds were exposed. My father's wishes honored. And my future reclaimed. The house isn't just walls and furniture. It's a symbol of perseverance, a testament to justice, a reminder that patience, evidence, and careful planning can overcome even the most deceitful schemes. If you ever feel powerless or overlooked, remember my story. Courage comes in quiet forms, revenge in calculated patience, and justice in truth. And if you want to hear more stories like mine, emotional tales, life-changing moments, and revenge stories, subscribe to Revenge and Life Stories and follow me on this journey.